Good afternoon. In 2021, and you would think that technology is no longer an issue, but sometimes it can be your worst enemy. Let's try again. See if you can see me, if I'm back. Welcome to our live. Welcome to nearly the end of May. I think when we look back on these videos, we will notice how time moves. It's lovely to be back. We've been extremely busy over the past few weeks. We filmed the second season of the Tjhoko show on VIA, and I'm so excited to share this technique with you. It's something that we've also done with Joe Black, but when I was doing it, I just realized I am having so much fun. I need to share it sooner than later. The technique that we'll be doing is how to create a cement finish on a plastered and painted wall surface. So just so that everything makes sense, that has already happened on the surface, I've painted the wall surface, or Suzuki has painted the wall surface in Levels Light. Now you can either paint with Tjhoko paint, normal Tjhoko paint. Tjhoko paint is so versatile, you can use it on wall surfaces. This is the color Levels Light. If you have a larger wall surface and you want to save on money, cost, and paint, you can use our Tjhoko range mixed. Let me just get to the front. Mixed specifically for wall surfaces. So this is perfect to use as a base coat. I've also used the color Levels Light on the wall surface, painted it solid, and then allow 4 hours curing time. Wall paint does dry, takes longer to dry than Tjhoko paint, but it leaves a beautiful satin finish on your wall. So it's a lovely wall paint to use. So after you've let this wall dry for 4 hours, the wash technique can start. Now the colors that you will need for a cement finish, and once again, I'm just the instrument for inspiration. If you find something else, other Tjhoko colors that you want to use to create a beautiful cement finish, go for it and share it with us afterwards. What I have used is Sheriff Stone, Vineyard Stone, and then my last color will be Levels Light again, just to make sure that everything is blended in beautifully. Okay, let's start. I'm going to kneel, so I need a damp cloth. Now this can be all t-shirts. It can be all kitchen towels, it can be mutton cloth, it can be microfiber cloth. So it really doesn't matter as long as it's a cloth that absorbs moisture well. And you cut it more or less the size of an A4 paper or bigger. So you dampen it well. The dampness of the cloth allows for you to spread the paint and distribute it evenly onto your wall surface. Next, I'm going to make my cloth dirty with paint, and the first color I'm going to wash with is Sheriff Stone. Now you can wear gloves, ladies and gents, or you can just enjoy the process of being dirty and take a long bath afterwards. Tjhoko paint is water-based, it's non-toxic, it's eco-friendly. So just dig in and enjoy the process. This is therapy, so have fun. I am putting on a generous amount of paint on my very damp cloth, and I'm distributing it. Now I've realized earlier today that it has been a year, longer than a year, since I've been to the gym. And luckily we have COVID to blame for everything. So this is also a good gym exercise. What I do is I fold away all the hems and loose ends of the cloth and allow the cloth to sit nicely in the palm of my hand. And with my free hand, I press it so it's nice and even, flat in my hand. And now I'm pretending to wash the surface. I'm going to move in circular motions onto Levels Light. I've already prepared the bottom and the top so that you can just see how everything falls into place. I'm washing. And I'm going to finish this area first so it can dry. Oh, it dries so quickly. Half an hour, we are going to speed up the process due to time and that you don't need to sit and watch as paint dries. So I'm just moving it. I'm still making sure that I spread it out evenly. But the beauty of a cement finish is that it is actually not perfect. So you want to see darker shadows, lighter shadows, and it needs to look authentic. And the fact that it's water-based and that it dries, Tjhoko dries quite quickly, allows you to blend and wipe again over areas where you want to make changes. The moment you feel that your cloth is too dry, dampen it with water again, add paint again, get dirty again, let your soul smile and enjoy the transition process. I have actually missed doing this. Okay.
Teresa just asked, she missed the beginning, what color we got now?
Okay, so there's a question, colors I'm using, Teresa and everyone else watching. Just a mention that the video is available at a later stage and also being loaded onto our YouTube channel after this session. The color of the wall is Levels Light. My first color I'm washing with is Sheriff Stone, and then I'm going to move over to Vineyard Stone. Okay, so I'm just wiping over those areas as well. And you can always at a later stage make adjustments where needed. Something that I also do very often, something you actually need to do. As the paint dries, it actually dries darker. And that's also a way of knowing whether the paint quality is a good paint, is when the acrylic component is of such a quality that it has a high quality base, and when it dries darker. So I am going to stand back, allow for the wall to dry. If this wasn't alive and I had time up my sleeve, can you hear how out of breath I am? It's because I need to speak and do. So you need to allow for the paint to dry, stand back, look where adjustments need to happen, make those adjustments. Never feel that you have reached a point where you can't change anything. Anything can be changed at any point. The next color we are going to wash with is Vineyard Stone. So Vineyard Stone, actually all three of these neutrals we are working with are some of my favorites. Sheriff Stone is a stunning charcoal color. Vineyard Stone is a very warm grey color, so it just complements any color scheme. Whether you have greys in your space, whether you've got browns in your space, very safe color to use. And then Levels Light. One of my favorites due to the fact that it also has warm undertones. So it complements in any space, and especially if you have smaller spaces. This is a lovely neutral to use on wall areas, because it complements anything, but it also, even in a small space, gives warmth. Okay, Vineyard Stone, damp cloth, a separate damp cloth. So my Sheriff Stone cloths are over there, Vineyard stone here. So people, no need to go to the gym, just wash your walls. We have a face brick wall outside. Now, can you believe or can you imagine what torture it is for me to have a face brick house and not a painted house? So I so badly want to wash our face bricks outside, and Tjhoko just does not want to allow me to. I'm just waiting for that golf game, and then we're going to give it a go. So on top of my sheriff stone, I've already done it at the bottom, and at the top I'm going to wash with Vineyard stone. Tjhoko was at the factory, or we were working on Monday, meetings, and in between meetings he went for a smoke break, and we just heard one huge yell. And Tjhoko came outside for a smoke break, just walked out, and when he turned around, I have instructed Suzuki to wash the face brick walls of the factory to see what it looks like. Tjhoko turns around, and here Suzuki is standing on a ladder washing the face bricks of the factory in sheriff stone, and Tjhoko gave a yell. And he said he thought smoking was dangerous, but painting is far more dangerous, because he nearly had a heart attack. But now he knows what washed face brick walls looks like, and that's my next project. Just let me know if you want to see that on a live for next week. Okay, Vineyard stone is done. Now I'm going to return to my base color, and my base color was Levels Light. Now I'm going to do that for two reasons. Firstly, it's going to be a light factor, some areas with light so that you can see contrast better, but it also hides any imperfections. So I'm using a different rag, the same arms, nice and damp.
Yes, also have a face brick one for you.
Yes. Okay, so we have a go ahead. We have a yes, go ahead with face brick. And okay, that's going to be something. I'll start outside, and we'll do one area at a time. And I'll just say we've won. Okay, dirty cloth. Dirty hands, but a happy heart. Okay. Crystal, will you be fine if I move in the ladder? Okay, so I'm going to move in the ladder so that I start from the top downwards. Okay, here I go. And this is the final step, and then it's done. I'm going to start in the corner. Make sure that the paint is evenly distributed everywhere. Cloth comfortably sitting in my hand. Pressing lightly, and the more texture there is on your wall, the greater the effect. I'm pressing very lightly. I don't want to completely cover my wall with a light color. I just want to accentuate the unevenness on the surface.
Kelly wants to know, is this the wall you did last year with a stencil and the water drips?
This is the exact same one. I have a small problem, is that I am running out of space at the factory, at my house, to to transform walls. That's why I need to do the outside. That's the other reason. But that is exactly that wall. And that's also the beauty of paint, is it, and especially Tjhoko, it doesn't cost a lot. I am just using 250 mils and you can't even see that I've used anything. And so quickly, cost effectively, and easily I'm transforming a space. When I grew up, my mom was always painting. And I said to myself, never ever will I paint. But never say never. Look where I'm standing.
Alette says you can come and use her walls.
Alette, let us know where you live. Okay, so very evenly, I'm spreading levels light. And this is a beautiful transformation. And it will now look like a muted cement finish in my passage with more a neutral look. I think we all needed colour to cheer us up in 2020. And now we are more adventurous to try different things. Okay, I think the process makes sense. What I will do next, so that you don't need to watch how I wash a wall, is I will complete the entire wall. I have an old hacky gate, a farm gate. Nee, that's what you call it. So it's made out of metal at the factory that I bought from a scrapyard. And I'm going to put it up here. So if you will be patient with me to drill the holes, because we didn't have time, we went to vereniging today. So I only got back. I'll drill the holes tomorrow, and then I'll send you a final picture of the hacky hanging in my passage with a finished washed wall. If you have any questions, any uncertainties, if you need any help or assistance, we are a great team of people that is always willing to assist, to help, to inspire, and to make sure that you are staying creative. So make use of us to assist. Until next week, be creative. If you have a face brick wall outside, send me those pictures and your husband's expressions. And never forget that being creative is the best therapy there is. Okay, see you next week.